Okay. Sorry everyone, just having a sip of coffee and admiring the view. So welcome back to Satisfactory. And so first things first, we're gonna get tier 3 out the way. We're gonna complete these milestones as the factory's been running for a while, because I want to make my way onto tier 4. So we'll get these milestones selected first, and then while we're waiting for the pod to return, I will just fly through some upgrades I've done to the factory. Nothing too far in the storyline, because obviously I wanted to keep that for you guys, but what I have done is just made everything a little bit nicer, a bit tidier, and a little bit more satisfying. So we'll get these milestones out of the way, and then we'll run through that, and we'll run through what the plan for this episode is as well. So we'll get these launched. Perfect.
Milestone reached.
So the plan for today's episode is we're going to get our steel production done, because we do need some steel pipes for tier 4, so I want to get that done. We've just completed tier 3, so we can tick that off our list. So that's done. And I've also noted down what we need. So we need 5 storage containers, 3 assemblers, 4 constructors, and 4 foundry for our steel. Now I've already sorted out the coal production, which is coming in here for burners, and I found another 2 iron nodes over here, so I've already laid the conveyor belts down to here, so it's all ready. So let's just run through what kind of upgrades I've done. So I've moved the assembly line for the rotors, the reinforced iron plates, and the modular frames all up here. Now I am going to move all the conveyor belts and all the mergers, and I'm going to stick them underground, because this to me, if we just head up here, looks a whole lot cleaner. Now I've done it all for all of this, it's all underneath this floor. I've started building a wall to the factory as well, and look how much cleaner that actually looks. So I will be doing this sort of probably off camera, because it can be a little bit laborious. We're just gonna delete that and move it downstairs. So let me show you underneath the factory. So here I have a whole load of space underground. So this is where all the conveyor belts, the splitters, the mergers, all of that lot, all the power. As you can see here, I've put some power lines in place for what I think we're going to need, and this is where it's all going to be hidden. So once all this is all built and finished, I'll place some balls around the outside so you can't see it, which is basically what I've done here. So you can have a little sneak peek, but just be wary, it is pretty dark under there. So we'll just have to ignore the pipe, just slide under it. So as you can see, here it is. All of my splitters, conveyor belts and everything all underground. So that's going to be the plan. I'm going to make it nice, neat and tidy, because I'm definitely very satisfied with the way this looks. It just looks so much cleaner, and it gives us a place to maybe put some Christmas decorations out. We will see. So without further ado, let's get straight into building the steel production. So I'm going to put a plan on screen that I drafted sort of roughly. So as you can see, we've got coal and iron inputs coming up the floor, and then we've got 4 foundries. Now these are going to be making steel ingots, and then on the left hand side, as you can see, we've got 2 constructors making steel beams. And because of the output ratio at the moment, because I've only got Mark 1 miners, I can't make this build efficient, which is why I want to get into tier 4, get the first part of the advanced steel production unlocked so we can get the Mark 2 miners, just to make everything a little bit more cleaner and productive, basically more efficient. And then from the steel beam constructors, we've got 1 going into the assembler for the versatile frames, which we'll have to take a conveyor belt from the modular frames just over there. So what I'll probably do is probably just temporarily put a splitter just before the storage and put a conveyor belt down, just so that's done. We can move that around later. And then from the constructor on the left hand side, I'm going to put a smart splitter in that one, go into the assembler for the versatile frames, and then when that overflows, it go into storage. And then on the right hand side, we've got steel pipes. Now part of this sort of plan does incorporate tier 4, and this is basically for the stages and automated wiring, which we will need for the space elevator phase 2. That's a little while off, but I'm going to do a little bit of forward planning. So both the foundries will go into constructors, and then for the time being, I will just put both of them constructors into a merger and then going into storage, as we will need steel pipes for some of the tier 4s. So there we go, that's the basic plan. So let's get into building it. So first things first is the foundries. So we are going to need to leave a gap here, because I have got the conveyor belts coming up. That should be pretty good like that. So we'll have these 2 here, so we'll just put this one here as well, and then we can put that one next to it. So that's the foundries done. So we will just make sure we select these. Now the only part of this process that's kind of annoying is you have to put the foundations down, and then once you have the foundations down, you kind of have to delete them to put the conveyor belts and that in place. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. So next we need the constructors. We will leave probably a foundation gap, probably seems about right about there. That should give us plenty of room. And then we'll place that one as well. We'll place a constructor here and a constructor here. Can't tell if that's lining up or not. It is. So here we are going to need assemblers and not constructors. So we only need one assembler, which is going to be for this one here. So we'll place it there for now. Hopefully that gives us enough space. So let's just get our storage into place now, and we haven't got enough space, which is slightly annoying. What I could do is place both the storages over here. I mean, it's not perfect or ideal, but it will all be underneath, so you won't be able to actually see anything. So we're going to need another assembler here for this outside one, so we'll make sure that this one is in line as well. It should be about there. Then what we're going to do is put another storage just in line with this one, because this is going to be for our pipes, so that can go nicely there. Okay, and then for the storage for the stators, we probably are going to pop it here. And then we also need another storage for automated wiring and also another assembler, so we can make sure the assembler's in line. We could do it like that actually, that looks pretty good. And then we'll get our last storage container and we'll line that one up there as well. So now we can place down all our conveyor belt holes so we know exactly where we're going with everything. So I haven't tried it this way before, but we are going to give this a try. So that's that part done. So now we've just got to do the same for this side. So it needs to be kind of parallel with everything else. Okay, so that is all of the lift holes all done and dusted. So next I'm going to prepare for power. So what I'd like to do with the power is I like to remove a foundation from under each of these, just so I can easily see it and connect it to power. So before we head underneath and do all the conveyor belts, we're going to do that first. So let's go ahead and remove our foundation under each of these. It's easy enough to replace foundations, so I don't mind doing this too much. So now we've got all the foundations removed, we can head on underneath and we can connect it all with power. So what I'm going to do is put a few more power lines down just in kind of neat locations, just like one there for them two, and then I'll probably put another one here for these two, one here for these two as well, and another one here for these two, and then we just need one each for these assemblers. So I've got one here which is pretty good, we'll put another one here as well. So now we can connect all of this to power. And then the reason why I like doing this through the floor is because then the power lines are hidden. Just gives it a very nice feel. This is a bit like spaghetti junction under here, but once the floor's in and the walls are in, you won't be able to see it, so it's all good. Okay, so let's just double check everything has power. Yeah, we've got power there, we've got power on those two. Okay, so now it's time to set up all the conveyor belts and the splitters. So we'll get all the lifts sorted, which is pretty simple. We just want to go just down like this, and then this one here we want to reverse this one and straight into that one, and then we can do the same for this one over here. Just rotate that round and they basically link together. So I'll get all of these done, and then I'll get all the conveyor belts done, and then I'll show you the finished product after, because trust me, you don't want to see the complete mess down here for very long. Okay, so that's all the conveyor belts and everything done for everything except for the stator, assembler and the automated wiring. I've left that because I want to basically move the other assembly line. I want to move all them conveyor belts down, and then I need to bring some conveyor belts from the cables and the wire from over there all the way along. So I'll sort that out in between episodes because it's kind of a lengthy process. But let's go and put these foundations back down, and we'll get the conveyor belt lifts done at the top. I've done a couple here, and then we should be in operation. So let's get these foundations replaced. Too long, might have been easier from underneath, to be honest. Yeah, it's probably easier from underneath, so we'll hop on under. Ignore the complete mess. This is extremely triggering for me. I've got everything all over the place. Okay, so that's all done. So now we are going to start placing down our conveyor lifts. So we'll get all these done, and then we'll work from this side forward just to help back everything up so it's all good. Okay, so last one over here, a couple more to do this side, and we've just got, we might as well do these ones. These ones won't be automatic because we haven't got anything actually flown into them, and we can do that one as well. So let's do this one, make sure it's the right orientation. and then we can get them done. Okay, so now everything should be in production. We have got these lot here. So this one is for the stator, which obviously we haven't unlocked yet. Hopefully we should have the steel pipes diverting over into storage. So we've got pipes in storage, which is good. Hopefully they'll be flowing quite quickly because we do need them. So we've got steel beams and we've got modular frames coming in, which is good, and they take a while to construct. So I guess we'll just be leaving that be for now. So let's go and have a look and see what we need for tier 4. So tier 4, this is the one I want because I do want to unlock the miner Mark II. So we do need 200 steel pipes. This also allows us to unlock the stator and the automated wiring, so we can get that done. So as well as the advanced steel production, I do want to get the logistics Mark III done as well. Because that does unlock the industrial storage container, which will be very, very handy indeed. But it's going to take a while to accumulate 200 steel beams and also 300 steel pipes altogether. So what I might do, and because we can through the power of editing, is while I wait for that lot to produce, which might take an hour or two, I'm going to go ahead and tackle the task of moving all of this, and I'll get some cable and wire conveyor belted underneath here so we can get ready for the stators and the automatic wiring. So we'll skip right through to that bit. I'll see you guys very shortly. Okay, so that's all done and it's looking pretty clean, and I quite like it, to be honest. I kind of like this this version, although I must say I do kind of miss actually seeing the conveyor belts and seeing everything moving along. So maybe I'll change it up in the future, we shall see. So now that's all up and running, we should have gathered some resources. Admittedly, while I just grabbed some rotors that we need for the advanced steel production, I did come across an issue with my power. So I think that's because of where I've got my coal generators. So obviously for the coal for the steel production, I am having to split it, sort of some for the burners and some not. And as you can see, these two burners at the end are very slow at getting the fuel because of the way I've got it set up. And that basically caused my grid to shut down, which then of course caused all of my water to be used because obviously it was powering my pumps. So I think somewhere down along the line, I'll probably do a nice big build the next episode. And basically with the build on the next episode, I'm going to try in between episodes try and find a really good location where I can build a coal generator plant, and I'm going to go for an extremely big build. So that's going to be my little challenge in the next episode, and then that way our steel production should be a lot quicker and a lot more efficient because they'll be getting the full amount of coal that we need for all the production. So we should have enough now to do the advanced steel production. So we're just going to dump these lot in here, and yes, we have got enough for that one. And then we did want to do the logistics as well, and there we go. See, that is my issue, but we'll fix that in the next episode. We'll fix that. So that milestone is all complete. So I was going to, as I said, the logistics, I was going to do that, but we are a little bit short on beams, so I think I will just obviously can't get any more now that the power's all shut down. But what I might do is unlock the expanded power infrastructure ready for when we do build our coal plant. So I'm just going to go and get some steel beams and some more wire, and then we can get that done as well. I really do want to unlock some signposts as well because I'm getting very confused as to where all my stuff is, which is kind of funny actually. So we can select that milestone and we can get rid of these modular frames, get rid of our copper wire, and then we can get both of these done at the same time. So there we go, both of them are launched.
Milestone
so our
reached.
pod is going to head off.
Logistics can be improved with a larger storage.
Perfect. Okay, so now we have them sorted, we can set up these assemblers, although they won't be doing anything at the moment because we haven't got any power. But we're going to set this one to the stator, and this one is going to be the automated wiring, and that is that set up there. So that should get us ready for when we get our coal generator plant all up and running. So that is all we have time for in this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and if you have got any tips or tricks, then feel free to leave me a comment down below. All your help is much appreciated. If you have enjoyed the video and enjoyed the series, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe for more Satisfactory videos. It's been Kryptonite here. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching.